Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Speaking of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler V, Series V's I would do for the winter. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, I am very excited for this, but we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, it happens to be my Mega Ran shirt. I love my Mega Ran shirt. It's one of actually a few that I have. If you're unfamiliar with Mega Ran, he is a nerdcore rapper, teacher, hero, a man of many hats. He is a guy named Raheem Jarbo, who started off his career, path as a teacher. But he had the soul of a hip hop artist, and he'd done work before that. And eventually, he started to transition more and more into doing that stuff, working on his music. And eventually he, went over there and started kind of using some samples from like 8-bit video games, specifically, kind of the Mega Man stuff. And it just kind of fell into place, and he eventually became the rapper Mega Ran. I love Mega Ran. I love him not only as a musical artist, but as an individual as well. I've been fortunate enough, I've seen him perform live a number of times. I've met him in person a number of times. He is nothing but the most stellar individual. I have nothing but great things to say about the guy. I like his stuff so much. Not only do I have a bunch of merch and all kinds of stuff, I actually have videos of his performances that I've attended. They're on the channel as well, just in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction as far as his music goes, because I genuinely think the guy's just incredible. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why am I so excited? Well, folks, I'm excited because I knew that today I was going to go out and get me some sandwiches, and I knew exactly the spot to do it from. I finally headed back to Serino's Deli, which I've reviewed a couple of sandwiches from there before. I did their Italian sub, I did their Paisano sub, I think over a year ago now. It's been a long time since I've been back here, unfortunately. I really hold this place in high esteem, and I knew that I was going to go over there and tag in and get myself, some sub sandwiches. What would these being sub sandwich reviews? I do have to preface it with 3 things real quick here. Number 1 is for over 2 years now, I've been going on sub sandwich adventures. What that means is I've been going out to basically every place that sells sub sandwiches, be they delis, be they chain locations, Walmart, what have you. They've got sub sandwiches. I'm trying them out. I'm reviewing them, and I'm posting them to my YouTube channel. But, and that's where number 2 comes into play, I'm not just posting them to my YouTube channel. I actually have an entire playlist called Subs for Subs, which is a playlist of just my sub sandwich reviews. So if you enjoy my sub sandwich reviews, first of all, thank you very much. Second of all, that's the place to go for them. But, okay, at the time I'm doing this, I have over 100 sub sandwich reviews. But, and this is where number 3 comes into play, maybe that's still not enough for you. Maybe you need more sub sandwich review and goodness. All you have to do, folks, is wait until Sunday. Why? Because Sunday is SUBday. That is the day when I go over there and I review my sub sandwich review, or that's the day when I go over there and I post my sub sandwich reviews. So, what sub sandwich is this? On the behest of my coworker / friend Joe, he is a big fan of the Meatball sub. Figured I'd try out their Meatball sub today. Let's give it a go. And I just went basic on it. They're like, you can get hot peppers or sweet peppers. I was like, let's just do a normal Meatball sub. This is a 6-inch. Oh, looks good. It looks good. I like it. So let's get a thing for a thing. Can we get and we'll do it like that. It smells delicious. You can just tell the bread is already amazing. So let's go ahead. Start from this side. And let's get in there and try some Meatball subs. Oh. Oh my God, that's a good sub. Yes, okay. Because here's the thing. I really like Serino's Deli. I think they're an awesome spot. By the way, what the hell with them being a local spot? This review is also going to end up on my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is a playlist for just Illinois establishments. Thing is, when I was talking to my friend Joe, he's like, well, what sub do you usually go for? Is like your baseline. I said, well, probably Italian sub or a roast beef. Like, no, man, you got, you got to do the meatball sub. And I haven't done a lot of meatball subs. I have nothing against meatball subs. I love meatball subs, but they can be so subjective. So many things can kind of go wrong with them. Even when they're good, they can still just not quite tickle your personal fancy. Whereas, with this sub, that's not the case. This is delicious. I love the bread they use. It's perfect sub bread. Nice and crispy on the outside, nice and soft on the inside, absorbing all of that delicious goodness. That is so good. The meatballs are fantastic. They're pretty much the perfect consistency that I like. Because I've had meatball subs in various places over the years. Sometimes you get ones that are a little bit too dense. Sometimes you get ones that are a little bit too crumbly. They just kind of want to fall apart. These, perfectly right in the middle. They definitely want to be eaten. They want to be devoured. But at the same time, they've still got a little resistance to them. They're not falling apart. I like that. That for me, because you want it to be a meatball, not, just a meat crumbly sandwich thing. It's so good. It's almost buttery how it eats. It's like, that's so tasty. Because the thing with a meatball sub is, it's a fairly simple sandwich, fundamentally. But, again, lots of things can go wrong with it. Consistency of the meatball can be off. Sauce can be off. The sauce, perfection. I love that. It's got a nice, fresh taste. It's got a nice kind of tomatoey aspect to it. It's also got a nice little sharpness at the end. I love that. I reviewed a meatball sub a while back from another place. I can't think of the name off the top of my head. And it was good. It wasn't a bad meatball sub. But one of the things that I remarked that I missed was that it didn't have a bite to it, It was just a good sub. With this, it's got that little something. And that, for me, makes a huge difference in a meatball sub. Oh. Honestly, just the bread with some of this sauce. This is why you go to a deli, folks. It's worlds different. I love the freshness of it. I love that it's got a little acidity to it. I love the tanginess to it. And I love how just buttery it is. And the meatballs, again, perfect consistency. Love the way that they bite. And they're just tasty and meaty. And it's exactly what I want out of a meatball sub. Two questions have to be asked, though. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Clearly. Here's the thing, folks. Like I said, I like Serino's a lot. But I'm not going to bullshit you either. At the end of the day, if I'm not digging, something that, even if it's a local spot, even if it's a place I really like, if I'm not that into it, I am going to let you know. And so there is a little bit of apprehension for me when I do local spots sometimes, because I always want it to be super good. I always want to be able to scream out loud about how much I like it, because I think that's important, if I really like something. But it's also my personal duty to not go over there and ham-fist it, something that I don't really believe in. Serino's, I've never had a bad sandwich from Serino's. This continues that trend. That is an excellent meatball sub. There's nothing I dislike about it. It hits on all the points that I want it to. And folks, some of you might know what's coming already. I'm calling this the business, man. When I call something the business, for those of you who might not know, that means that this particular item is basically, for all intents and purposes, kind of as good as it can be. Like, you know, you could maybe tweak things a little bit here or there, what have you. But, like, fundamentally, it's an almost perfect item. And for me, that's what I get from this. Like, I'm not going to say that it's necessarily the best, you know, meatball sub in the entire world or anything like that. Again, you could tweak things, you could do whatever. But this is fundamentally what I want out of a meatball sub. You know, it's super tasty. The meatballs are great. The sauce is just fantastic. It just hits on multiple levels. And you bite into it. And the entire experience is rewarding. And that is, for me, that's what I want. If I'm recommending it, I'm absolutely recommending it. I think, again, I haven't had a sandwich of theirs that I wouldn't recommend. And I don't know that I would necessarily recommend this one above or below any of the others that I've had, because I think they're all really good. But I will say this, I think if you're in the lookout for a meatball sub and you're local to the area, or, you know, maybe making your way through, this is a good one. Simultaneously, if maybe you're already familiar with Serino's, you know, maybe you've thought about getting it in the past, get it. It's a really good meatball sub. And I'm going to say, too, Serino's, for me, is a destination spot. It is a place I would actively tell people, even if you're coming in from out of town, check out Serino's. They just do great work. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks over there. Have yourselves a truly meatball subtastic rest of your life. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, I want your opinion on meatball subs. Do you love them? Do you hate them? What are your favorite places to go for them? I'd be really interested to hear, because, you know, I don't think I really had a meatball sub until I was, like, probably close to middle school age or so. Well, maybe around middle school age, when me, my friend, and his dad, we went out to SUBway. And I'd only been to SUBway like maybe once up to that point in my life. And, you know, they were getting stuff and I didn't know what to order. And they're like, you know what, get yourself a meatball sub. It's always a good one. And it was good. I enjoyed it. But, man, when you get a really good one, when you get a proper one, that just makes your day. Anyway, bye.